In this video, we will look into REST-based API server. What I'm going to do here is I have put a skeleton of a REST-based API server which is built using Spring Boot. So we will see how we can pull that code locally and also import it in our IDE. That can become a first step. If you want to use it, you can always use it to build your applications. And this code is hosted in GitHub. I'll not get into the details of why APIs and all those things, but let's rather focus on getting this code locally and see how we can interact with this code. Basically, how we can call web services on this code. This code is, I have also integrated other libraries and frameworks, and it's an evolving one. So you'll see changes with time. As and when changes happen, I'll keep updating the blog, this post here. So this code base right now contains Gradle as a build tool. Spring Boot is of course the core. Then there is Spring Security integrated, which is using the JWT tokens now. Hibernate is there, which helps in basically interacting with your database. Liquibase is there, which helps in basically managing your schema, and it also manages the evolution of your schema. Then Hibernate Envers is there. Envers helps in auditing the changes in the data points. There are, of course, the details need to be taken care of. We'll get into the details of those things later. Postgres as a DB, Lombok is there, which helps in basically generating the getters, setters, and other standard methods. Unit test and integration test, and then the Swagger 2 is integrated. Swagger helps in API documentation. Okay. So you can go to this link, and here you would see the code hosted here. First thing you can do is clone it locally. So for that, copy this link and do a git clone. So if you see here, there is nothing out here. So I'll do a git clone here. So what it does is that it now brings the code locally. Now you will see an RMS directory here. Okay, let's get back to the web page and click on this server. So what I've done here is that there is a README page which pretty much contains all the details of how to bring the things and what to all check for. So let's just quickly check our requisites. Java. Okay. Java minus version. Okay, Java is there. Gradle minus B. Gradle is there. How to install these? These are very standard things. You'll find tons of material. You can go to their home pages also. Then Postgres. I'll just bring another gram so that we can have both the things simultaneously. So Postgres is already there. What I need to do is go inside that in my root account. Hopefully, yep. Okay, now let's create the database. Okay, let's create the user. Okay, and then we should give all the privileges to this user. Don't worry about this integration testing part. Also in the Eclipse ID, just make sure that you have lombok.jar for the moment integrated. You can go to the Lombok website and it's very straightforward. And okay, so let's just look into the code a little bit now. So we have cloned the repository. Let's go to the okay, so let's go inside RMS and go inside server. Okay, you see the initial code out here. Now first thing we need to do is generate a Gradle wrapper. So I do that one, and you will see a Gradle W. This Gradle is a directory, and then there are script files. You can check them in also. There are difference of opinions. There is a Stack Overflow link which basically talks about these things. I've chosen not to check it in. But what this would do is that this will help you in having the consistent Gradle version across your development environment. Now let's see that how we can import it into Eclipse and run it. Basically do our development as part of Eclipse. For that you run this Eclipse task. Once I do that, you will see a .project and a .class path file. Let's go to Eclipse and import this. General existing project. Okay, and let's go to the RMS server. Okay, finish, and the port should be ID. Just to put it in a different view so that it looks similar to our Windows Explorer. And here you will see it's pretty much the same. Actually, it's the same file structure now. And here now you can open any source code. So let's just see one here. Here you have got your code out here now. Okay. So we have imported in Eclipse. Now let's run it. So for that, there is a boot run task which basically comes as a part of Spring Gradle plugin. Okay, so here you would see it's compiling. It basically will run a set of tasks which happen as part of boot run, and eventually what would happen is that your code it will actually run an embedded Tomcat. And if you see this exception, don't worry about that now. Right now it's just bringing it up and the server is up and ready. Tomcat is started and it is listening on port 8080. Okay, there are choices of the servers also, and even we will get into that in one of the future blog posts or videos. Okay, now let's do a call to this server. So for that there are APIs. You can actually look into these APIs in the source code also, but right now what I am going to do is I'll use a postman to basically run that API. So first thing is the login one. You do a post to a login, and here I have already put this one, but let me just do this. So this is not the right one. Here you will see it's kidnap, and here it's KIDNA. So if I send this one, okay, you see it is unauthorized because the username password is not correct. Now it will put a P here and send it back again. 200, okay. And another thing you would notice is that in the header, you would actually get a bearer token. Copy this token, and now let's do this thing. If you would have noticed in the IDE, I've opened this group REST controller, and if we look into this skeleton right now contains group and user, and for this group REST controller I have a list method and a creation method. So let's first invoke the list method. For that, what you have to do is that make this RMS authorization key value pair, pass it as part of the header, and in the value you basically pass the bearer token that you got as part of successful login. Send it across. Okay, you see I did not get any data here because it's like we just created the database and there is really no group present here. Then let's just try to create one group. So I'll keep other details here and I'll make it a post. Okay, and in the body, okay, I have already got a body out here. You send this JSON. Send this one 200. Okay, hopefully it should have created that one. Let's go back to the list one and send it across. So now you see this is an array now, and it has written one record right now back to me. Okay, so now you see we have a server which is up and running. You can interact it with a Postman kind of tool or any REST-based API tools. Okay, yeah, I guess that's where we will stop out here. Stop here. Hopefully, this initial skeleton should help you in understanding how these various tools and frameworks get integrated. I'll anyway keep evolving this one, and with time there will be more and more meat added to that one. Thanks for your patience.